Let's see what you can do.
I guess articles for 3.
Big numbers. Woo. Clicking. Gerrymandering. You have it first, and next hand I see has got it next. You'll have it next, it looks like. Gerrymandering. This is one of the things that we talked about like right after Thanksgiving. Gerrymandering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Gerrymandering is like cutting up the districts where you get elected so that you're basically choosing who's electing you.
Yeah, this is one of those factors in incumbency, too. The idea, and Barack said this, and it's a quote in the Rigging Elections article. I'm not sure if it's in there yet, but it will be. The idea is we need to have elections where the voters pick their candidates rather than where the candidates pick who's going to be voting for them. And that's the thing. You draw districts so that your party can get an advantage. That's what gerrymandering is. Go ahead, touch the house. And that was a 3. 1, 2, 3. Pick me a category.
Articles 2.
Articles 2, he says. Click it. Birthers. You've got it first. First hand I see has it. You've got it next, $2J. 5, 4.
So it's Obama. It's people thought Obama was actually from Kenya.
Yeah, they do actually think that Barack was Kenyan or Indonesian or not a natural-born American. I showed a couple of videos on this. Do you remember any of them? 3?
Yeah, so he showed a town hall where the woman was like, "We want our country back." And
well, whose town hall was this? 5.
It was
4.
Mike Castle's.
Mike Castle. Mike Castle, Delaware House member, had a town hall meeting, and that woman got up and was waving a birth certificate, got everybody to pledge allegiance. How did Michelle Obama deal with all this?
Michelle Obama in his speech was like, when we were in Barack's home country of Kenya.
In Barack's home country in Kenya. And some of y'all thought home country meant, hey, this is where I'm born, that's my home country. Some of y'all said this was my heritage. This came, you know, this is where my family came from, this kind of a thing. Go ahead, click it. Pick me a category.
Executive 2.
Executive 2. Maybe. Yes. First hand I see. Executive order, executive agreement, executive privilege. Looks like Liam is ready to go.
Executive order is just the president signs it in, so the following president doesn't actually have to follow it.
President signs into what? I mean, tell me, like, what kind of law is this?
Like a policy, I guess.
A policy law. 5. I mean, there's kind of a specific, like, when can the president just make an executive order about anything?
Pretty much. Anything within his powers.
What does that mean?
Anything given to him in like the constitutional articles of powers or something.
Articles or powers, yeah, you're starting to get glossy on this. If the president has Article 2 powers, the president can issue an executive order as long as it falls within Article 2 powers. This is the ability of the president to make law, domestic policy, and it does not have to be passed by the Congress. First hand I see. Can you give me an example? Go ahead.
Of an executive order.
Of an executive order.
The internment of Japanese Americans.
The internment of Japanese Americans, or the curfew by FDR. Anything else you can think of? 5, 4.
Trump's border wall.
Yeah, Trump had a few. You could argue the undocumented Americans or undocumented immigrants with the SNL video that I gave you. You could argue the desegregation of the United States military by Harry Truman. Executive agreement, go ahead.
What about Obama's with the drones? Executive order with drones all over the Middle East? Would that consider as one?
We haven't talked about that, so I'm not going to test you on it. So don't give me that answer, please. Yeah. Executive order, or pardon me, executive agreement or executive privilege?
Executive privilege,
if you want it,
is like the ability to maintain confidentiality or secrets for national
executive branch communication. So if it's a memo, if it's a letter, if it's an email, if it's a fax, or if in Nixon's case, if it was the tapes, if you remember on this, when can the president use executive order?
To maintain national security.
It's national security. Nixon said, I want absolute. No, it's not. It deals with national security kinds of issues. And then last one up here, executive agreement. Go ahead, Dennis Menace.
There's something like the president can do without the public's knowledge. So the president can do everything they want without telling the public.
Fantrella, you buying that?
No.
-2, Fantrella says.
This is not oy vey.
Go ahead.
So like it's like you don't need it. It's like minor treaty that you don't need approved.
It's a lower level treaty that you don't need approved by whom?
By the Senate.
By the Senate. See, this is the thing. The president can make domestic law that doesn't have to be passed by the Congress. The president can make lower level treaties that don't have to be ratified by the Senate. And the president can maintain confidentiality with executive branch communications, again, even if the Congress wants them, at least as long as it deals with national security. Can y'all give me an example of an
Bush used it when like talking about using drones on the Mexican
drones on the Mexican border? That's exactly what it was. I think we're at the end.